Anytime headlines start throwing around terms like stagflation or global economic downturn, it can feel unsettling. So today we're going to address the rising tensions in the Middle East and the recent jump in oil prices. It's natural to wonder how all of this impacts markets, the economy, and even your personal financial plan. Why are oil prices suddenly over $100 a barrel? One of the central issues right now is the Strait of Hormuz. It's a very narrow waterway that connects the Persian Gulf to the rest of the world, and it's incredibly important. About 20% of global oil shipments pass through there every year. Recently, attacks on tankers and rising safety concerns have basically brought traffic in that area to a halt. That means major oil-producing countries like Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Kuwait, Qatar, and the EAU are running out of storage space. They've had to cut production, not because they want to, but because they all have nowhere to put the oil. And when supply drops quickly like that, prices rise just as fast. It may feel dramatic, but it's not new. Oil has had big spikes before. In early 2022, during Russia's invasion of Ukraine, Brent crude hit almost $128 per barrel. And in the mid-2000s, prices soared ahead of the '08 financial crisis. In each case, the market eventually settled down as supply and demand found their balance again. So what does this mean for everyday consumers? The most notable change is gas prices. Nationally, we're back around the $3.50 a gallon range. And yes, they could tick higher. But importantly, that's still well below the $5 a gallon peak we saw in 2022. Higher energy costs do ripple into other areas: transportation, shipping, business operations, which can nudge consumer prices up temporarily. Economists call this kind of event a supply shock, and while it can be uncomfortable, historically these shocks don't last forever. The good news? The US is currently the world's largest producer of both oil and natural gas. That gives our economy more insulation than many others around the globe. What about markets? Markets don't love uncertainty, so we have seen some short-term declines. But there's more to the story. Energy stocks, for instance, are actually up about 25% so far this year. And commodities are up more than 20%, boosted by energy and precious metals. So even when headlines feel gloomy, different parts of the market may still be performing well. Your portfolio is built specifically with moments like this in mind. Financial planning isn't based on predicting headlines, it's based on preparing for them. History shows that reacting emotionally to geopolitical events often leads to decisions that don't pay off in the long run. Markets have weathered World War II, the Gulf War, and countless other global disruptions. Each time, the long-term trend has been driven by underlying economic fundamentals, not the latest news story. While it's totally normal to feel uneasy, especially with sensational headlines flashing across screens, the best approach is often to stay focused, stay patient, and stick to the plan. We're keeping a close eye on everything that's unfolding, and we'll continue to update you as meaningful developments occur. And if you have questions or just want to talk through what this means for your personal financial plan, don't hesitate to reach out. Sometimes a conversation can make all the difference.